Let's cook some buffalo party ribs on the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. All right, the first thing we want to do to get started on these buffalo party ribs, of course, is get them out of the pack, get them dried down, and get the membrane skinned off the back. Now this is totally optional. I'm just used to doing it. You know, I'm going in with my thumb. Right under that membrane. Now you can always use a towel or whatever you need to use. I didn't go all the way on the skin there. You see how it's done? All you gotta do is keep working that thumb down and come out to the other side. Just like that. Membrane off. I know there's a lot of people that probably say, oh, get a towel, do this. Do that if that's what makes you happy. Nothing wrong with it. Trim a little bit of this fat pocket out right here. That's a big fat pocket, actually. Now I'm gonna turn this rib over, and I've got a little bit of heavy fat right here. And I don't think that's gonna render by feeling it. So I just wanna get a little bit of that out. See, now I can see some meat there, so I should be fine. Now, that should be good for our rib. Not gonna trim very much at all off of it, because like I said, these are gonna be party style ribs. So now I just wanna cut them over and start cutting them into one bone sections. All right, now that we've got all our ribs cut down into single bones, I'm gonna take a little bit of oil. I'm using duck fat spray today. You can use mustard as a binder, avocado oil, water, pretty much anything you want. I'm gonna use a little bit of my hot rub here today. Now, even though this says hot rub, it's not super hot. It's just a really good all-purpose barbecue rub. Now, I'm just gonna get a light layer of that hot rub on, and then I'm gonna come back with that little lemon pepper buffalo rub. Now, this is gonna have a little bit of a traditional twist on buffalo, that little bit of citrus pop. I really like it a lot. If you hadn't tried it, be sure to try it out. Let us know what you think. Now, I'm just gonna turn these over, keep coating them. All right, now that we've got all of our ribs seasoned up, I'm gonna let them set here for about 10 minutes, sweat in, and we're gonna get up on our Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. Now I've got it fired up to 275 degrees with roll oak pellets, so it should be running really smooth. We're gonna get these on, like I said, in about 10 minutes and let them go to cooking. All right, as you can see, our Woodwind Pro is up to temp from Camp Chef here. Now I'm gonna put these ribs on my top rack today. Let's go ahead and get them on. All right, you can see I've got my ribs on my top rack. I'm gonna get my grill lid shut here. I'm gonna let these ribs go about 45 minutes to an hour before I check them. I know these ribs are gonna take 2 hours plus cooking time, so 275 degrees, I'm gonna let them roll. We'll check on them in a little bit. All right, it's been 45 minutes. Let's check on our ribs. They are looking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now I'm gonna go in here. That rib's hitting about 155 is what it's hitting, but I'm gonna let's turn these over. I'm gonna let them go a little bit longer before I throw them in a pan with some sauce. I want that bark to tack up just a little bit more. Since we're cooking at 275 today and not over 300, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but not much. So we're gonna go about another 30 minutes on these, 25, 30 minutes, and see where they're at. Probably set a timer for 25. Come back and look at them, and we're gonna pan them up, put some sauce over them, get them tender. All right, it's been another 25 minutes, so our ribs have actually cooked about an hour and 15 minutes total. I think they're ready to be wrapped. They're hitting about 170, 172 right now, most of them are. So I'm gonna get them in this pan here and get some buffalo sauce poured on them. All right, we've got our ribs out here. As you can see, they're off the grill. The bark is stuck to them really good. And you can gnaw them off the bone now, but they're not all the way tender. So I'm gonna take some of Bob's Mighty Mitch's wing sauce. This has got real honey, real minced garlic in it, hot sauce, spices. This is an excellent hot wing sauce right here. And I'm gonna pour a little bit on here just to get that flavor. Now you pour a little bit of that on, about a half a bottle. Now I'm gonna take about 4 to 5 little pads of butter, kind of throw around. Now, this is where this recipe takes a little bit of a turn. I got about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar here, and I'm gonna take and put just a little bit of sugar. I may not use it all. But I love what brown sugar does to that buffalo sauce. Yeah, that's not very much. Just a little bit of a quarter cup, maybe a little less. I'm gonna take and wrap this up now with some foil, get it back on my Camp Chef, and set a timer for about 30 minutes and then check them. And they're probably gonna be right where they need to be. All right, let's get them on. All right, it's been an hour and 45 minutes that our ribs have been cooking, more like an hour and 50 minutes probably. So let's get in here, get them off the pit, and see what they're like. I'm gonna set them right here. I know one thing, they smell good. Wow, they are real close. Let's see what they are. They're saying 203. They're probably gonna be good. I'm gonna leave them alone. But I tell you what I am gonna do, I'm gonna leave them right here and I'm gonna leave them covered up right here to cool off like this and let them cool down before I touch them. Now, they're done all the way, but I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna let them cool down about 15, 20 minutes right out here, or let's carry them in the house anyway, leave them wrapped, and then we'll get into them and see how they are. All right, our party ribs are off the grill, and just to recap here while I open them up, they've been resting here about 15 minutes. See, they still got some steam on them here. Boy, do they smell good. So we took a rack of Prairie Fresh Prime baby back ribs. We cut them down into single bones after we skinned the membrane off. Now that's totally optional. If you want to do that or not, it's up to you. We sprayed it down in a little bit of duck fat spray, come back with our buffalo rub and a little bit of our hot rub in there. We let them set and sweat in good, and we got them on our Camp Chef Woodwind Pro with our royal oak charcoal pellets about 275 degrees. We went 45, flipped them another 30, then wrapped them. They were around 170-ish degrees. The bark was set up real well. We put a little bit of butter, a little bit of brown sugar, and a little bit of Bob's Mighty Mitch's wing sauce in it, which is great, all natural products. So all of our flavors tie really good together. Let's get in here and get some of these. Now that's what I call a plate of buffalo party ribs. Now let's get in here and try one of these ribs. That is great. That lemon really shines through on the buffalo. If you want these a little more tender, be sure to leave them on about another 15 or 20 minutes wrapped. These are not fall off the bone ribs, but they sure do come off the bone. If you like what we're doing on our channel, be sure to like and subscribe and follow along. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. I'll see you next week with another video. Today, we got a dumbass in the kitchen. No, I'm joking. That was a good one, wasn't it? Hold the mirror up. It'd be funny if you had a mirror and I was looking at myself right there. All right. First thing we want to do.